What's up, nerds? Brandon here.
With Jimmy.
And we've got Marvel news. Loki's out. Season 2 of Loki has hit Disney+. We are 2 episodes in. Thoughts?
I don't know if I could have paid better attention in my science classes or needed to take more science classes to find out, like, what the hell is going on with
I will say,
science.
This show specifically, I feel like when they wrote the dialogue was just like, if you just look up like math terms, just throw one in every third word, and that'll be like how we're writing this scene.
Like I
can't think of all this. You had capacitor, branch, timeline. What do they keep pruning? And
when they go
metrics.
So we're on the second episode now. We didn't get a chance to review just the first one, but we're episode 2. I love that we are back with Loki in that first episode where he's like disappearing and time jumping.
Painful.
We're like
he's actually not having fun
and they keep saying, like, does it look bad? No. like that gender kids, they're like, oh my god. Like, I love the humor that's inserted.
It's been so good.
Oh, I love it. Owen Wilson's character and the way he's playing it off, and it's basically just Owen Wilson acting.
Yeah.
I love it. He's a continuation of season 1. But again, did it look bad? Well, it did look
he's so good in this because it doesn't, like, you're not playing like a hero.
Yeah.
Like, it's just good. It's cool that they found a spot he can have in the MCU.
I love it.
And he's doing such a good job with it.
And I love how, I think it was the second episode, and I don't remember the woman's name, who's the time cop lady, whatever. And she's like, well, these were people. These are all people.
Man.
We're pruning, like, they're killing people.
We're getting rid of entire worlds
yeah.
that we existed in.
And now they're showing us that, is it Mobius?
Mobius.
Is pulled from somewhere where he lived his own life.
Well, and remember,
and it's
she's
like,
bringing it up to him,
Nikes.
and it's almost like Mobius gives you the attitude that he has thought about this.
Yes.
And he is just like, if I let this consume my thoughts, I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
So he's just like, don't want to know where I came from, don't want to know what I'm missing. Because what did he say? He's like, what if it was bad? What if it was...
Which is the jet ski thing he's always got going. That's his dream. But what if it wasn't what I wanted it to be?
Yeah.
Which is where they brought in the actor dude who they go out and rip in the second one.
Yeah.
Who was...
the Zaniac.
Yeah.
Which was a cool little...
It was.
Marvel tie-in. Which,
again, is like, I'm pretty fluent in Marvel. Like, I could have a good conversation, but it's like, what?
I love when we pull these characters that you've heard of once or just saw in passing or something. Because it's cool that it's not just like... Do you remember before you had the MCU and you'd be watching... and like even like I think it was like the second Spider-Man movie where they're like Doctor Strange, and like, that's taken, and it's like little nods, but it's like this because it's such a giant world that we're now spanning decades in our world and their world. You can put little things like this in, so it's like Zaniac was a movie that existed, which is kind of like a comic, but I thought that was a really cool tie-in.
I really enjoy these first 2 episodes. I like how they've obviously tied in season 1 and what we know from like Ant-Man as far as the Kang and how we're going here. No clue what's going on. And then we meet one of my favorite new characters down in the... Well, I can't remember where he works. What's the lower levels?
Oh, what's it? Aurora Boreas?
Yes.
What's his name? Obi?
I'm sorry, he's always going to be Data to me because of the Goonies.
I like to say Data.
And I love that he's back into the science.
He's on such a come up right now, and it's well
deserved. Yes,
deserved come up.
But his character is so awesome. Like when they were doing this is what I mean. Like my brain hurts because I'm having to think too hard. When the first is interacting with Mobius and Loki time jumped into the past, and he's like, "Do you have this?" It's like, "No, I don't." Wait a minute. Yes, I do because
it's happening in the past, right there.
My brain hurts trying to think of how this time jump. Oh,
so
man.
Good, though.
But it was such good writing how they were getting there. I loved it.
And his attitude is fitting like the tone of the show perfectly.
Yeah.
Like I'm just loving everything about this. And for I know publicly, I guess there were some misses. It feels like everyone's getting back on track with Loki.
Yeah, I agree. And I love just the way they're injecting. This is like how it's going to, whatever happens in Loki is going to get the MCU to where it's going.
Yes.
It's going to be a main storyline, but there's a lot of humor going on here. At the same time, millions of people are dying because they're pruning off these branches. It's a nice mix of, wow, this is
like end of the second episode.
Yeah.
You're thinking like they did it. And it's like, nope.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Oh yeah, that was a rough one. But I mean, I love that it feels like you were saying they're building towards something.
Yep.
I feel like this is going to end and it's either going to be leading to the next thing or directly jump into whatever, follows it up. But so far it's just been great. And it's great to see, it's great to see Loki be back.
Yeah.
And it's also great to see him be Loki, like in this season where they actually let him kind of, now he's wearing a suit. Now he's all like suave or whatever. But even the conversation we have where he's like, every timeline, you are the bad person. You mess up. And then like when you see, he's like, yeah, I still am the.
And this episode where he's interrogating and it was like
even
embracing
him
it
down and he shows like, yeah, dude, you think I'm fucked up? I'm pretty fucked up.
Yep, exactly. So Loki season 2.